Hello world, we're back again. It's been a bit. Yes, and welcome back to No Cap. It's been a while.
It's been a week. 2
weeks. Yeah, life got in the way last week, and hey, we're back. Quite a bit's happened since we've been gone. Fafita gone to the Titans. That was big. A week ago or something.
Is it immediate?
No, it's from next year, but it's for 3 years, and it's 1.25 mil.
Yeah,
That's pretty. That's a massive deal for him and the club.
I think it's a silly move by the Titans.
Oh look,
They're splashing too much cash on a forward.
yeah, they are. But who else are they gonna get as well? Like who else could they get that's got superstar quality and they could lure to their team?
Well, you think about him, Pangai Jr. and Payne Haas all playing against the Broncos, showing you this season that forwards, no matter how good they are, cannot win you games. You need those halves.
Of course,
You need halves. You need fullbacks. And I think they would have been better spent on. Yeah, I mean, 1 point. How much per year? 1.1, 1.2,
2.5 apparently
1.25 a year.
for 3 years.
That's ridiculous, man.
But he's also there to attract other players. You know, it's not really an attractive place to go. You don't go to the Gold Coast to win. You know what I mean? You go to the Gold Coast to have a laugh.
What are they going to do? Are they going to risk getting foreign, maybe?
Well, they've got a couple of young guns coming through. So in the 4-pack, they've re-signed some players. They've got a decent halfback. He's coming up, Fogarty. They've still got AJ Brimson at fullback. He's an up-and-coming superstar. They all used to play together at high school. They put together a group that used to play in high school, and they've put them back together. So they think that's the way to go for them. Build from within. But like you said, you do need experience in the team.
I think their biggest regret, or not their regret because they did everything they could, but DCE back turning on them probably was.
It would have been a massive change, man. That would have changed everything.
I mean, even when Manly are playing terrible, he's still the best player.
100%. Also, SBW, back to the Roosters. People saying unfair. People complaining. He's going to play 2 contracts. They've changed the rules for him.
Nah, just get out. Like everyone that's complaining can just shut up, man. Like honestly, the guy's doing nothing. The team that he's originally with has released him, saying they can go play for somebody else. The NRL should have no issue with having him back. I mean,
I don't think they did. I think the fans did again because they've bent the rules for him and whatnot.
why'd they bend the rules?
Because he's going to play with 2 contracts. So he gets to keep his original contract, the 5 mil with Toronto,
it's 55% only paid.
And get paid the 150 from the Roosters.
150 is less than that's a 20-year-old that's not even promising. That's the size of that contract.
From a football side of things, I don't mind. I don't care. He should play. Look at the Roosters. They've got a couple out now for the season. Radley, Verrills, they're supposed to get compensation anyway for those injuries. So they spent
people are just one, annoyed because they either got an agenda against Sonny Bill and they hate him, and 2, it's because the Roosters are good and they don't want another high-profile player going there and helping their claim to the title.
But they wanted him to go, like obviously fans wanted him to go to someone that was struggling, like the Warriors or Bulldogs. But why would he go there? Honestly, that's so dumb. Why would he go there? It doesn't make sense,
man. Like if I've got a fan base and they want me to work for one company that's going to pay me this much, another company that's going to pay me that much, I'm doing what's best for myself. I don't care what anyone wants me to do.
No, of course.
Come on, man.
And hey, it's just good timing.
Game.
It's just good timing. That's it. It's good timing for the Roosters.
You know that new sponsor for the Bulldogs?
Yeah, Laundry Hotels, yeah.
Yeah, apparently the guy that runs them, his dad and his whole family are Bulldog supporters. He's a Rooster supporter. Apparently they fought Sonny Bill and him. Yeah,
for a celebrity like that.
Apparently he wants to try to lure Sonny Bill after that contract.
Well, they're apparently multimillionaires, so they want to have a say, or they want to have the influence that Politis has at Roosters. Well, they can because they've got the money. So
isn't Politis CEO?
Chairman, owner, Godfather, I don't know.
Channel 9.
The man, Uncle Nick, mate, Uncle Nick. Couple of interesting things happened on the weekend in round 12. Penrith. Mate, they're just nothing stopping them. I honestly thought they could have lost to Manly. There was a possibility at Brookvale. They're on a run. It's rare you see big winning runs in footy, in rugby league. But this year, I don't know, it's just been a thing. Penrith, Raiders putting together something. Storm, Roosters.
Well, other than Storm, Parramatta and Roosters and Penrith, the rest of them have just been 3 or 4 games, 5 games in a row. Penrith, Parramatta, Roosters were the 3 teams that had a long winning streak. Actually, no, even Roosters won about 5 or 6 games, right? Because they just came really strong after the COVID.
They've all won at least 8 of their last 10. These teams, so like they're killing it right now. You don't see that often up to like multiple teams. You see maybe one team, but Penrith, man, they don't lose. They smashed Manly at Brookvale. I haven't seen that in a while at Brookvale. 42-12. Nathan Cleary starring. Your boys back.
The big carousel, yeah. Penrith what they've done well over the last month is they've started really good. They've started their matches really, really good. They've set the foundation and they've backed their defense. And what I've been impressed with the last month is start of the season. What was Penrith's weakness? Second half, right? That was where they were lacking.
Yeah,
their second half wasn't as great as their first.
You talking about last year?
No, it's not
this year. This year. Okay, yeah.
Even like when they were up against the Knights, they were up 14-0 or 14-6.
Yeah.
With no Pearce and no.
They were underdone. They were undermanned. Yeah.
They both got out during the game.
Yeah.
And Penrith had a terrible second half, and it happened the same thing against Parramatta, and that was their Achilles heels. That the second half wasn't performing well. But what they're showing now is they're starting really good, and if a team scores on them, they are still hitting back. They're coming back with more of their own fire. So we haven't seen them keep a team scoreless, which is disappointing. In a certain way, it's disappointing, but you're not really worried about that because.
But if you're attacking like that, man, who cares?
That's the thing, right? And you got probably the closest thing to Sonny Bill we've seen in a long time, which is Viliame Kikau.
I agree.
He's just ridiculous.
This is crazy.
And honestly, like even that what's his name? Charlie Staines.
2 games.
110 minutes? 100 minutes?
100 minutes, yeah.
100 minutes, 6 tries.
And he's injured again for a month.
What's the top point scorer? 12?
I think so, yeah.
It's a try scorer?
They could have scored way more on the weekend.
Mate,
that's crazy.
His acceleration is ridiculous. He's gonna be a really, really good player. Hopefully, it's gonna be hard. Maybe if they find a way to transition Mansour, because he's getting a bit older too. But it's going to be hard to keep Charlie Staines.
I think he's a fullback, so that's probably another issue. It's
too small for a fullback. Yeah.
No, I know that. I think eventually I'm saying that's probably going to be the issue for Penrith. But what about Cleary? I mean, he killed it again on the weekend. He's probably favourite for Dally M, but then it came out that he's going to get deducted.
How ridiculous is that?
6 points because of the TikTok skin.
How ridiculous is that? I mean, he got suspended 2 matches, so he already missed out on 2 matches, and then they've deducted him another 6 on top of that. So technically,
they deducted him 6 from games he never played, pretty much.
6 from games that he never played, but on top of that, he wasn't eligible to make points on another 2 games. So he's technically could be possibly down 12 points, minus 12 points.
The thing is, the way the NRL say, if you look at the AFL, if you get suspended once,
who cares? We're not
well,
AFL.
I'm just saying, if you get suspended in the AFL, you're disqualified. Like, you can't get it at all.
Okay, so
even if it's something minor.
So what's the argument?
So what I'm saying is NRL go, okay, we won't do that, but we're gonna punish you somehow, because best and fairest.
But the punishment is not being able to pick up any points in those rounds.
Look, my issue is he didn't commit a foul on the field. He didn't do anything wrong on the field. So why should we punish something? You know what I mean?
But why did they come out so late? Why didn't they say at that moment this is what's going to happen? And
because
not come out when
now he's threatening
that's the thing
for the Dally M. He'll still win it.
Hopefully, yeah.
I think he'll still win it.
He's playing really, really good.
Parramatta, they snuck past the Bulldogs. They probably should have lost. The NRL came out and said the Montoya try was a try. They've been poor, man, Parramatta. They've been scraping through with wins. You don't notice they're still second, 20 points, 1 point behind Penrith.
Look,
but man, have they been playing good, honestly? Because I don't think they
some
have.
Weeks yes, some weeks no.
Recently, I'm talking about last couple of weeks.
They played good last week against Tigers.
Yeah, but Tigers had injuries as well that came off. They
played good. They played well. Like Tigers were in the game for the first 20 to 30 minutes, and then Parramatta just destroyed them.
But I mean, again, it's I wouldn't have if Tigers had a full team. I think they would have been a hard game for them.
I think that there's stuff to worry about if you're a Parramatta fan.
Oh, mentally, yes. Man. I'm talking about mentally.
Yes, if you're asking me, is there worry amongst Parramatta fans? Of course there is.
I mean, are they going as good as Penrith?
You shouldn't be no. Obviously, you can't say that they are because Penrith are being more convincing. But
people are going to say, oh, look, but they're winning. You know, they're winning ugly. They're learning how to win. But They're barely scraping through. Remember the Newcastle game?
Yeah, so winning ugly is fine as long as it's not a habit. Because winning ugly is something that you'd want on an off day, which happens once every 4 or 5 weeks, right? You don't want to be winning ugly 2 out of 3 games consistently, because then what's going to happen is you're not going to get that lucky every single time. You're going to get if we're going to be honest, that Bulldogs try was a try, and 2 Aiden Tolman quick tap. You should be dropped this week.
Please don't start me on that. That was... people say, "Oh, he saw something." What the hell did he see?
I'm going to look.
What the hell was that?
I'm going to look at the camera and explain something, right? Aiden Tolman can take a quick tap. I can have a cup of coffee, finish that coffee, and still be able to tackle Aiden Tolman. That's how slow he is. Okay, he was never scoring there. He was never scoring there. And Jackson, if he's the actual captain, if he's like really
legitimately the captain,
he should have told Tolman, "Don't ever do that again. Do not
just get rid of him."
Well, that's not his role. Your role as a number 8 is not to take a quick tap 10 meters out. Like that is not your role.
See, the thing is, the Bulldogs, if they were a better team, if it was a better team in that situation, they would have overrun Parramatta. But we're not as good, right? The Bulldogs are not as good. So they needed to level it up to put them under pressure as well, Parramatta.
That's exactly right.
Do you know what I mean?
To put them under pressure. You needed to give Kieran Foran, because Bulldogs were starting to win the field position game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
So they needed to give Kieran Foran a chance to slot that field goal.
Like the Bulldogs, they copped like towards the end of the game, they copped a lot of waves of attack from Parramatta, but they were never going to score. You know, the Bulldogs were on in defence, so that's what that was a sad thing for them. But anyway, like back to Parramatta. Honestly, I think they might have peaked. I'll be honest with you. I think they might have peaked already. This week's going to tell a lot against the Sharks, who are in form. They've been playing well. But honestly, I think Parramatta, man, like I know they're missing Madison, but what else? What is the other excuse? The King's there. King Gutho's there. Hey, Mitchell Moses is there. What the hell have they been doing?
He had a blind on. Hey, you know what?
Come on, man.
We've got to say it. On the weekend, in the first half, at least, Mitchell Moses
for 30 minutes
and Gutho played good.
For 30 minutes. It was the Bulldogs.
You know what?
If you're look,
one thing we can't criticize Gutho about is he's probably got one of the best hands in league.
Mate, he catches it like an under 6, mate. He's
regardless, even like the low balls, like the ones that come low, he just doesn't drop them.
Come on, man. Listen, man, I have a thing, yeah? I was trying to say, I have a saying, yeah? If you lose to the Bulldogs, all right?
They should have lost.
I'm saying, if you lose to the Bulldogs, you're not going to win the premiership. You write yourself off. Newcastle lost to the Dogs, you're not winning the premiership. Parramatta should have lost. I can't write them off now, officially. But they're close, man. They're very close.
But Bulldogs are playing well.
I don't care. It's the Bulldogs. They're the worst. The worst Bulldogs team.
It's true.
It's the worst Bulldogs team in a long time.
It's true. Parramatta shouldn't have lost, or shouldn't have even gotten close.
You should not struggle.
Putting yourself in a position to lose against.
You should not struggle against the Bulldogs. If you're a premiership contender, you should not struggle against a team like the Dogs.
They're not a premiership contender, according to me, but
no, but their fans expect the premiership.
They've been expecting it for
no. What I'm saying is, not yet.
What are we on now?
34.
34, wow.
Not yet. Nearly. No, but what I'm saying is we know the expectation is for them to win a premiership. As in from the media, they're building it up. The fans, they're really, they're hoping and wanting it. But again, mentally, I don't think they're there yet. I just don't think they're there.
I'll tell you one thing. If Junior Polo's injured, Parramatta
it's a massive loss. He's there, but he's there.
I said it.
Dylan Brown and Junior Polo.
How many weeks ago did I say Junior Polo?
Bro,
did you see his offloads in that game?
But that was the only, that was the point of attack for them.
He got the Lebanese prince over too.
Get out of here, man. Let's move on. There was a couple of actually deadline day moves. So yesterday was the deadline day for mid-season transfers. We already knew SBW, all right, to the Roosters. Ricky Latelli from Toronto as well. He's played the Sharks. He's gone to the Storm to fill that centre gap. That's a big get for them.
Who's injured for them?
I think Momorovsky, who they brought in before. I think Olam might be injured as well. They got a fair few. Yeah. So they needed that gap filled.
Blake Green to the Knights has probably got to be the biggest one.
I was about to say Blake Green to the Knights came out of nowhere. What the hell happened?
What are they going to do with Kurt Mann?
So they've got no dummy half. So they're going to put Kurt Mann at dummy half.
Kalik is gone and what's his name?
And Watson's gone.
Yeah.
They got the young guy Randall, but he's a rookie, man. You can't expect a lot from him. So they've gone out and they've stolen Blake Green. They had a great win, the Warriors, last week. I thought, here we go.
How are they releasing players, the Warriors, especially a player like Blake Green?
What they said to Blake Green was they didn't want him beyond this year. They said, we're not re-signing you because of who your manager is. That's why they got rid of Steve Kearney, because he's got the same manager, Isaac Moses. I don't know if you heard about the story with him.
Yeah, I heard
about how he's got all the Brisbane players, got the Warriors players, all that. So they're trying to rid everyone that's associated with him, cut ties with everyone that's associated with him. That was the coach as well. That's why they got rid of the coach now. And they told Blake Green, look, we're not re-signing you. We're happy for you to stay. But Blake Green obviously took that as offence. You know what I mean? That's an insult to him. So he's taken the first opportunity out of there, which is really poor for the Warriors, man. Because they've been playing really well the last 2-3 weeks, man. And that win against the Tigers was really good. I didn't see that coming.
All they did was let him know that they're not going to re-sign him, which is fair play for them. If that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. I mean, he hasn't really made a big impact on the Warriors since coming there.
Blake Green?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think he's their most composed player.
He is, but if it's time to rebuild, you've got to get rid of Blake Green at the same time.
Like
I'm sure he'll find great form at maybe the Knights or another team that he goes to, because he's a really good player. Yeah, good. You know what you're going to get from him each week. But the mixture with him and the Warriors, it just wasn't working. So I understand why they've done that, and they've told him they're not going to re-sign him beyond this year, and he's just said, okay, well, if that's the case, release me now. And they have, so fair play.
I think the Knights, it's probably a perfect place for him to go from the Knights' perspective, because Ponga and Pearce have been struggling, man, the last couple of weeks. They have not gotten it going at all. And now this guy can take a lot of pressure off Pearce, a lot of pressure off Ponga for those playmaking duties, because he'll absorb Ponga's it. He loves it.
Ponga got his ankle broken on the weekend. See that?
Phew, puppy, mate.
Puppy.
Puppy nails and pupping fresh.
Look, I don't know if Ponga is not intentionally, but he's more focusing on his positioning as a fullback these days, and that's what he's more focused on these. Because I haven't seen him. Have you seen him step anyone this year? Have you seen him throw out I'm saying, when I say this year, I mean in the last 6-7 rounds.
Look, the only thing I've seen from him, you probably saw a couple of times him accelerating into the line and breaking through the line. He's only done it twice, but he usually does that. You know what I mean? Or he puts a step on, he brings in the defender, put a short ball. None of that stuff's working anymore for him. All that playmaker is not working for him because they're all reading it.
What about his cutout balls? What about he's got his second rower and his center running that line and that bullet pass to the winger? Like, I haven't seen any of that this season.
They've become stagnant, man. I'm not sure because
that's the thing. Like, that is not something that is coached. That's something that he sees. That's vision, right? That's something you play what you see. He is not doing that. So I'm thinking, is he not doing that because of a reason? Is it because he's focusing more on his positional play as a fullback? Maybe he's being critical on himself about that, and he wants to fix it. Is it because he's not happy at the Knights? What's the reason?
I wouldn't say he's not happy. Maybe he's injured. Maybe he's playing injured. You never know.
But what's that gonna do with pass? Like, other than running at the line and putting yourself at vulnerable to get hit.
Look, there was you can even say on the weekend Melbourne was there to be beaten. You know what I mean? Melbourne could have been beaten on the weekend because
I had a wedding, so I couldn't see that match.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, like, they were dominant in patches, but they weren't as dominant. So every time Melbourne would score, Newcastle would respond, and you'd see something coming, and then just a stupid mistake would happen here.
Well, that's the thing.
Stupid mistake would happen. Like, they let themselves down as well.
Well, that's the thing I've realised with Newcastle over the last 3 weeks since they versed Para. They are really good at building the pressure. But they're ridiculous at execution. And I don't know who's...
Maybe Blake Green. Maybe Blake Green's going to fix it all up.
Mitchell Pearce is the issue.
Say it louder.
Mitchell Pearce.
Come on, bro. I prefer him over Moses and Gutho, mate. I said it. Darius Boyd to fullback.
Oh, the king. Is that the other king?
King man. Darius? Hey, he played all right on the weekend, Darius.
Yeah.
Did you watch the game?
Huh?
Did you watch the game?
Honestly, when it comes to Broncos games, I kind of zone out a bit.
No, he played all right.
Who they almost won.
They should have won.
Who'd they verse?
Sharks.
Sharkies.
They beaten them in the 70th minute, and then they gave away 3 tries.
Now, I wouldn't say he played well. I think he just played shit. People get confused when they look at shit players.
Uh,
But yeah, I don't know what that's going
he's been confirmed.
Do you think he's going to be a ball player?
He's been confirmed fullback for the year. So good luck.
The year?
Good luck to the Broncos.
I got a question about Seabold, just a quick one, all right?
I thought you hated him.
I do.
Okay.
I do, but I've got a question, right? So they've given him 5 out of 10 games. How many? He's lost the last 2, yeah? So now it's 5 out of 8 games, right?
Yep.
So if he loses the next 4, that task can no longer be reached. Do
Yep.
they sack him straight away, or do they still let him continue the season?
I think it's up to him, bro. I think it's either he walks away or I don't think they'll sack him.
Well, I think they'll sack him, but they'll just say that you step down.
Look, they're not going to sack him unless they come to a compromise about the money. Trust me. Like that's the only way. If
So
they come,
you think that they might not even sack him, even if they lose every game till the end of the year?
yeah, I don't think they'll make a call till after the season. I'll be shocked. I'll be honest. There's no point. There's no point, honestly. If you're
He's not going to agree to anything that's a low ball offer, because with all the coronavirus and everything that's going around, the economy's gone to shit. So he's going to want all the money he can to secure himself for the next year or two.
But his reputation's on the line too.
Well, I think that's gone at the moment. That's something that he's going to have to build at another club.
Yeah, he has to. He's got no choice.
Yeah.
So, anyway, let's go on to round 13 of the 2020 NRL season. Thursday night, Dragons versus Roosters.
Roosters have been a bit shaky last couple of weeks.
They have. Corey Norman's been dropped. Adam Clune comes back in. Josh Morris returns. And Flanagan's out. Lachlan Lamb goes into halfback for the Roosters.
Adam Clune, huh? That's your mate, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Tony's mate.
Tony.
Where is Tony, actually? Anyway. Yeah, this is... Roosters been going...
It's
so.
like They've
kind of
It's like
plateaued,
they
to be
know
honest.
what they need to do to win the game, so that's all they're doing and nothing more.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I don't think they've ever lost the lead, but they haven't been putting teams away, or they haven't even been convincing. Like they're always like a try or two or ahead of them.
They haven't lost to a team that's under. That's not in the top 8.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's worrying, but it's something that they're gonna have to.
Again, they haven't lost to a team that's not a contender. You know what I mean? They've lost to Storm and Raiders.
Yeah, but if we're
very good,
if we're gonna talk about Parramatta,
mate, stop. Parramatta got smashed by Manly at Brookvale. Stop.
No, okay, that's okay. Other than
Okay,
that,
I'm saying comparing.
But we're going to talk about Parramatta winning games when they're not playing well. That's what Roosters are doing.
It's different if you're struggling against good teams. When you're struggling against shit
It's
teams,
different when Uncle Nick gives you bags, huh?
I'm sorry,
Brown
mate.
paper bags, isn't it?
I'm sorry, mate. Even you're struggling against crap teams like Parramatta are, nah, man. Sorry, mate.
Where's these paper bags, man? Are they good?
Do you want some?
So-
Dragons or Roosters?
Yeah, look, I'm going to go Roosters.
I'm going to go Roosters as well. Let's go Friday night, 6 p.m. Sea-Eagles Warriors at Brookvale. Tavita Funa comes in for Brad Parker. Kate Cuss is back in for Dylan Walker. Why was Kate Cuss dropped last week? He was man of the match in North Queensland.
Yeah, so they wanted the experience of Dylan Walker on there.
But he wasn't ready.
He was.
You reckon?
I think he was.
It's the same leg bar.
Injured. He's not. He's known for, you know.
I mean, like you didn't have.
Unfortunately, he does
But I'm
get
saying you
injured
didn't
a
have to.
lot.
You didn't have to bring him in when Cade was doing well, man.
Again, you got to think of mindset before the game. They had a lot of injuries
Versus
Penrith. You'd want to try to get the best squad you can out there, and they thought that they could take that risk.
I just don't think they lose much with Cade because he's pretty good when he gets into that role. And Chanel Harris Tavita comes in for Blake Green, who's moved to the Knights. Who do you got?
It's weird because Warriors won last week. No one expected them to. And Manly lost. And if you saw that post-match, did you see the scenes after the game? They all looked like they were just...
I saw ghosts. Yeah,
they were
DCA
all
was
upset.
DCA was filthy at them. All of them. Talking about their attitude. So
I didn't hear that, but I did see the sheds afterwards, and I could just see it was like somebody passed away. And it looked like they were really, really upset about that loss. So I have a feeling that they're going to come out with some vengeance this week.
I don't think they lose 2 in a row, Brookville.
I don't think they'll lose.
Not, especially to the Warriors. No way. Friday night, 7:55. After that game, it's Rabbitohs Broncos at ANZ Stadium. I didn't even know they're back at ANZ, by the way.
They played Parramatta Bulldogs at ANZ.
Yeah, I didn't even know. I did not even know. Rabbitohs unchanged. Adam Reynolds has been named, even though he went off injured last week. And 2 big changes for the Broncos. Anthony Milford's out for a month after getting injured at training. What's with them and getting injured at training? at Broncos. It's the only team that copped serious injuries. Jack Bird, do you remember that? With the ACL. And David Fafita, the man of the moment, comes back into the team. Brodie Croft rejoins in the halves with Dearden.
So Milford is injured?
Milford's gone for a month.
Do you reckon that's a cover-up that they just wanted to drop him?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Man, Broncos played all right last week. Rabbitohs they had a bad start, really bad start.
You think Kotoni Staggs is going to play that game?
Yeah, he's allowed. Yeah, apparently he's allowed. Why? What's going on?
Oh, no, I don't know.
I know. That's poor form, whatever happened, whoever did that to him. Are you going to blame him?
I want to feel sorry for the bloke, but the camera is right in his face, man.
Come on, man.
What do you expect to happen with that?
What would he want that, out there? Obviously, he didn't want that
obviously,
out there.
He didn't want it out there. I'm not saying that he did, but you've got to put two and two together, right? There's going to be a video. That person's not going to let go of that video. And then if you guys end up ending it in bad terms, something's going to happen.
But apparently whoever put that out is going to get in trouble, by the way.
Well, obviously, but it's too little too late for him. He's kind of like it's out there now. I just need to say that NRL have to take the responsibility of these players and their actions, especially because a lot of them are young players now. You don't see veterans making these mistakes.
Of course not.
They've got to be put down and put through a system of how to
behave,
how to conduct themselves in public, what they do in certain situations, and how it could affect their future. All right. If NRL come out with a policy that they adhere to, and I'm sure there's more other things that they can do. I mean, I'm not a genius when it comes to this situation, but I'm just thinking in plain sight. That's what you need to do. You've got to let them know what's on the line. You know what I mean? Like, you expect kids to stuff up, right? But how come you don't see this kind of stuff from other codes?
NRL's always been that kind of sport. Like the journalists, they take it to the gutter. They'll jump on anything bad in NRL.
But they take it to the gutter because it started off with players being in the gutter.
Okay, let's be fair. Would you give a crap about a rugby union player doing something like this? Or would that be no one would blink an eye?
Well, I mean, if it was the exact same video, then it would make the news and everyone would know about it.
But what I'm saying is no one cares about rugby union, and AFL's got their own problems. God knows what they've got.
But the thing is, the NRL's not there.
The NRL has always been built on controversies. There always has to be controversy. There always has to be a bad story.
I'm going to explain that. It's
because, you know what I mean?
It's because it was raised on a bad culture with these players. And after a while, the media decided these guys are idiots. These players are idiots. They are feeding us this.
But don't think, but one sec. But
I'm not saying that the media is right for doing it.
But
what if you're going to give them a hot story on a silver platter, what do you expect them to do?
But don't think the media are like saints. They
I know that.
They go looking for stuff like this every day.
Well, of course they do, because they know that there's
something there. But what I'm saying is, there should be a responsibility on them to be like, listen,
but
don't go like, remember the Bulldogs Mad Monday thing?
Mm.
No one invited the media to the Mad Monday thing. They went. They got a tip off, and they went and they started taking photos of the players. Obviously, they were intoxicated. Whatever, they stuffed up.
Mm.
But again, the media were not allowed to go there. No one invited them. They went looking for it, sniffing for it.
All right, so
it's poor form from them.
There's two things we can look at here, right? One thing is we can sit there and blame the media the whole time.
No, I'm just saying there's a responsibility on both sides.
But that's the thing. If you cut that out, if you get to these young kids that are coming up through the 20s, because, I mean, we know how much money is actually spent on the young players.
Look, I think especially with what happened at Penrith last year. Do you remember the start of the year? With Tyron May?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm pretty sure there was protocols put in place or education put in place for them.
But that's by Penrith.
I don't know. Maybe it was by Penrith. Maybe it was by the NRL. I'm not too sure. But I'm pretty sure that they put in place these things for the young players. Education for the young players. They get plenty of education, man. I'm certain they do.
But what I'm saying is, right, if you have, for example, Todd Carney come out, work for the NRL, and show them exactly what happens when you stuff up your career, right?
Yeah, no,
you go out there, you get past players that have been in the news, and not because everyone thinks about it money wise, right? Todd Carney's mental health is not great. Like, yes, they might lose a contract and they might do all that, but on top of all that, they're gonna go through mental depression. because of loss of contract, because of videos like this getting leaked in public and everyone's seeing it. Like, you're diminishing your image as a person, and when that happens and NRL leaves you high and dry like they did to Todd Carney, you're kind of left saying, well, everyone in the world has thrown me to the gutter, and what am I supposed to do now? So the NRL has to have some sort of duty of care where they say, we've given these kids the and not just let's get our name off and, not so we don't get sued. It's more of a, you don't want players, especially players like Kotoni Staggs, and he's what a game he had on the weekend. He's going to be a superstar. You don't want him to fall down the line of all that stuff where he ends up being deregistered as an NRL player.
But the thing is,
look at Ben Barber.
But the thing is here, but we're comparing those incidents where I think the player was in the wrong, like with the Tyrone May thing, with the Bulldogs thing at the start of the year.
Why was Tyrone May in the wrong?
I think he spread the videos, or I think he was a part of. He was accused of that.
Okay.
I think that was the reason why he got in trouble. But regardless, Kotoni Staggs didn't do anything wrong. You know what I mean? Like, he did nothing. He didn't do anything wrong at all. And there was nothing, like, it was whatever. It was consensual. There was no, like, it just the girl wanted to embarrass him. That's it. He put it out there to put embarrassed.
Don't let her record you, man.
Whatever. Like, you don't know. You don't know what they're doing.
Because he wasn't, like, I don't know if he had a phone in his hand. I don't know if he was recording too, but
I don't know.
She was definitely recording. Anyway.
Look, man. I think the owners, I know what you mean. The players need to be a bit smarter, but also don't think the media is in the same.
No, I'm not putting the media into this. I'm thinking more of as an NRL standpoint, you want to make this game look cleaner. You want to make it look more respectful. You want parents to send their kids out there to play NRL so that you have. I mean, how many times do we hear to talk about, is there enough talent in league to have a 17th team?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the reason why there might not be talent in the league is because of all the past things that have happened in league and all the things that the players have done wrong. Some parents will be like, I don't want my son to grow up as a football player and do idiot things like this. I'm going to put him in soccer. No, it does happen.
Yeah, but like,
it does again, it might not happen in this area, but it does happen.
Look, especially in this age of social media and all that shit, this stuff's gonna keep happening, honestly, and it's gonna be, and I promise ya, probably 70-80% of it, it's not gonna be the players' fault. They're just gonna be at the wrong place at the wrong time. I'm telling you, that's what's gonna happen. It's unintentional from their end, honestly.
If they let somebody record them, it's gonna be it's not all their fault, but it's still
okay. I know we're supposed to move on, but what if Kotoni saw her record it and he smacked the camera away from her, like, aggressively? How does that look on him?
Well, he doesn't have to smack the camera. He stops, says, delete the video, and then continues. If she doesn't delete the video, he calls the police.
I don't know.
She's recording without his consent.
At the end of the day, the players, they're always going to get caught up in this. I don't see an NRL where this is going to go away, honestly.
I'm not saying it's going to be
I'm saying players are always going to get caught up in it, and honestly, 80% of the time won't be their fault.
You want to limit it,
I get
right?
that, of course.
You want to limit it to one player every 2-3 years, not one player every 3 months.
Of course.
Right? Anyway, let's
Rabbitohs or Broncos?
Rabbitohs.
I go Rabbitohs. Saturday, 3 p.m, Storm Bulldogs. Storm. Pappenhausen out. Cameron Smith out. Brandon Smith in. Nico Hines in. Bulldogs
Grant.
unchanged.
Oh, this is going to be a tough one.
Oh, man,
this is going to be, because I know you're going to ask me towards the end, this is going to be my bold prediction again.
No, just go
Bulldogs to win.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to go Storm.
And the only reason is because...
Look, I'm going to go Storm,
only because Cameron Swift's out.
I agree, they're a chance. They're a big chance. Bulldogs have been playing very well the last 3 weeks since Pay's gone. See what happens when Pay goes. 5:30, Knights, Tigers at Newcastle. The Knights, obviously, big in is Blake Green. He comes in. Kurt Mann goes to hooker.
Joseph Leilua's in.
Joseph Leilua's in for the Tigers, but big out. Bradman Best. Tautau Mo goes out for the Knights. They're both their centres. And who else is in? And Luke Brooks comes back in at halfback.
Grant's out.
Harry Grant's out, yeah.
Harry Grant. What did I say? Luke Grant.
Luke Brooks is in.
I saw Luke Brooks.
And Billy Walters is out too.
Why is Harry Grant out injured?
Injured, yeah.
Wow.
So they've lost him, Alex Twal.
This is a toss now. I was going to pick Tigers.
Moses Mbai goes to dummy half. That's another big shift as well.
It's going to go Tigers, but Harry Grant's out. It's going to...
Yeah, I was going to go Tigers as well, but yeah, that's a big out.
But
then again, Knights have Kurt Mann. He's not really a dummy half there, so...
Yeah, I'm going to go Tigers still. Leilua to come back, play a good game.
Well, it's a big game for them because Knights and Tigers, they've been poor, and if they've got top 8 aspirations, they need to win this game.
Yep.
This is pretty much last chance for both of them. I'll go Knights. Go straight to Sunday, 2 p.m. Titans, Cowboys at the Gold Coast. It's an interesting game. They've both been playing really well. Titans, Sam Lasoni comes onto the bench. And Michael Morgan, the big in, Cowboys, finally, he's back into halfback. So, and Josh Maguire's back in as well. So, yeah, they've both been playing pretty well, both teams.
Yeah, I'll go with Cowboys. I'm not really... I don't know.
I don't think it's clear cut, but I don't think it's clear cut.
No, it's not. But I don't think Titans have the halves to win many games. So they might win this one, but I'm just going by probability. I think Cowboys will get the W.
I'll go Titans.
Yeah, of course, Titans. You just every single game you're going against them. Go.
No, I haven't.
Yes, you have.
No, I haven't. I went.
Other than the obvious ones.
I went. I'm pretty sure I went Rabbitohs as well.
4:05 p.m. on Sunday, we got the Sharkies up against the Parramatta Eels at Netstrata
at Jubilee Stadium. I don't know why it's not at Shark Park, but anyway, it's at the Dragons' home ground, Cogra. Yeah, this is another big game. Parramatta's been poor, even though they've been scraping through, and Sharks have been playing pretty well. Matt Moylan's back in. He partners Sean Johnson in the halves. I think they can win the Sharks.
The way Parramatta are playing, they can, but I think Parramatta play better when a team is playing better. But yeah, I'll probably go. You haven't even tipped anyone yet.
I said Sharks. I think Sharks.
You think Sharks can win this, but it's not your tip. I'm gonna go Parramatta.
Of course.
Gutho for a hat trick.
Look who likes Parramatta now.
I like Gutho. Gutho's a good bloke.
I'm sure he is. Match of the round, 7:30 p.m. Saturday night. Panthers Raiders, big game. Nickel Clockstad comes back for the Raiders, and for the Panthers, Malachi comes in for Staines.
That's a tough break for the Panthers, man.
Yeah, he's really. I know he's only a winger, but he's
because they lost Brian To'o, and then they got Charlie Staines, and it was like, wow, this guy's playing good. You know, it would be great to give him a couple of weeks while he's injured.
Oh man, I forgot about him too, man.
Apparently I saw the Panthers Instagram page. They're saying round 15, so 2 more rounds and he'll be back. Well, that's what they're hoping. That's the schedule that they're hoping is going to come back.
They're both on winning runs, so this is going to be a really good game.
Where is it at? Panthers?
That's at Panthers, yep.
Yeah, I can't go against the Panthers, man. They're playing too well.
Shocker. Absolute shocker.
Who are you going to go for?
I'm going for an upset. I'm going for the Raiders.
Oh, of course you're going to go.
I'm going to go for the Raiders, honestly.
Why not? For the no, I'm not.
John Bateman's back. He played really well. He made a big difference last week. Bateman's Bay. He's back. Curtis Scott played well because of that. It's going to be tough, but you know what?
Corey Harawira-Nara's there.
Bench. There he is. Another great player.
But Curtis Scott's playing, so I think
but this is their 10th. This is their 10th game apparently on the road for the Raiders.
Yeah, what do you expect? But it's COVID.
That's poor, bro. They've left Canberra. They've played Canberra once or twice only the whole time.
Who wants?
They've had to get out of the actual New South Wales.
Get off
8 times.
Get off it.
Panthers have left Sydney once this whole time.
Okay.
So that's not a big advantage.
But you're from Canberra. What else are you going to do?
No, but I'm saying, is that not a big advantage?
But that's what you get for being. That's like saying every year New Zealand have to leave their country 13 out of the 26 rounds. Like it's just
no, but it is a big advantage. I'm saying it's a big advantage for them.
But that's every year.
Mate, I don't know.
It's the same thing.
Parramatta as well. Let's not forget about Parramatta. Once or twice they've been out of Sydney, bro. Get out of here, man. Conspiracies.
So you're going to go with Raiders?
I'm going Raiders, man.
Absolutely. All right.
That's about it. We're back. Thanks for joining us, Abbas. Thank you.
Thanks, mate.
Tony. Yeah, thanks. See you next week.